Myanmar, I'm Henry Zin. Welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today, where we bring you the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. First off, we have a report on Luto presentation of signing revised Kyoto Convention. Speak of the digital era, a report on digitalizing Yangon transport system. A story coverage on Myanmar agri-business sector that has been on the rise. And lastly, a report on 4 countries helping Myanmar with lost footage. Now, before we get to the reports, why don't we have a look at what's happening in local news. President Win Myint sent a message on the commemoration of the 99th anniversary of National Victory Day of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, which falls on the 10th waning day of the Zalmon. In his message, the president said, quote, "Now is the time when all the people of the Union, with nationalistic spirit and unity among the nationals, should put their concerted efforts in the construction of the Democratic Federal Union. Accordingly, the government is building the Democratic Federal Union with a strong determination and the wisdom to know what is right and what is wrong." He also said, quote, "With the aim of building a sustainable and prosperous Democratic Federal Union, the Myanmar Sustainable Development Plan 2018 to 2030 has been developed and implemented for the well-balanced all-round development in regions and states in Myanmar. If we, the Myanmar nationals, work harder based on the essence of national unity of National Victory Day, the peaceful, all-round developed Democratic Federal Union will emerge in the very near future." President Win Myint received outgoing ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohsen Mohammadi, at the presidential palace in Naypyidaw on Thursday. During the meeting, the officials discussed matters on promoting mutual cooperation between the two countries, not only in bilateral relations but also in the regional cooperation framework, increasing trade and investments and strengthening friendship by exchanging of goodwill visits between the two countries. State Councillor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi attended a ceremony to enshrine religious objects in the Mahabodhi Pagoda located on Bopanta Pagoda Hillock in Chawtalongji town of Taungji district in southern Shan state on Wednesday, together with well-wishers of alms offering to Buddhist monks. The State Councillor, senior government officials and well-wishers donated offertories to members of the Sangha. The main and leading donor of Pagoda and the patron of Pa'o National Organization, Agamaha Thiri Sudama, Mani Sodadara, Wana Joting, Aung Kamti, supplicated on religious affairs. The State Councillor also donated cash for construction of the pagoda through the officials. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child recently reached its 30th year mark this year, and Myanmar commemorated the occasion in Naypyidaw on Wednesday. Union Minister for Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement, Dr. Win Myint said they are striving for equal rights of all children in Myanmar and to ensure no one is left behind. The Union Minister said they have 5 tasks to perform in relation to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, and that they are to implement 4 rights of children, which are the right to live, develop, protection, and participation. He said healthcare is important for children's right to live and development of their brains and bodies. And the ministry has set a strategic plan for social protection that includes providing financial support for nutrition for pregnant mothers and infants up to 2 years old. That's all with the local news, and here's the first report on Myanmar Today. During the second Pidangsu Luto 14th regular session held on Wednesday, presentation of signing revised Kyoto Convention (RKC) was done. RKC is the Agreement of International Customs Procedures, which was developed by the World Customs Organization. Let's find out more with our reporter, DJ Henry Zin.
The revised Kyoto Convention (RKC) is an international agreement to provide the comprehensive customs procedures. It is to facilitate legitimate trade with effective customs control, as well as to protect the customs revenue and society. The RKC was developed by the World Customs Organization (WCO) and has come into force on 3rd February 2006. The President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar has sent the proposal of signing the RKC as the member country to the Pidangsu Luto, and Deputy Minister for Planning and Finance has presented to the Ludo at its 14th regular session held on Wednesday. In RKC, three parts include the body, general annex, and specific annexes.
General Annex and Specific Annex to ma standard piatanje, transitional standard
In General Annex and Specific Annexes, the standard, the transitional standard, and the recommended standard are included. To be the member country of the revised convention, it is to follow all the standards in General Annex and at least one or more annexes in Specific Annexes.
Revised Kyoto Convention do appointment nanga apit wen yauk pa ga instrument of accession letter kaba akauk khon appoint WCO do pipu ma.
When applying for the membership, we need to send the instrument of accession letter to WCO, and after 3 months approval, it comes to effect legally. Then we have to implement the standard in General Annex and Specific Annex within 3 years, and the transitional standards within 5 years.
Revised Kyoto Convention ကိုလိုက်နာဆောင်ရွက်ခြင်းအပြင်အပြည်ပြည်ဆိုင်ရာအကောက်ခွန်စံနှုန်းများနဲ့ကိုက်ညီတဲ့အတိအမှတ်ပြုခံရခြင်းကမ္ဘာအကောက်ခွန်ဖွဲ့မှထပ်မံချမှတ်မဲ့စံနှုန်းများကိုဆုံးဖြတ်
The benefits of Revised Kyoto Convention are that being certified as having international customs standards, being able to participate in future decision-making for the international customs standards, and getting advantages in trade negotiation. Moreover, since we are following the recommendation of WCO, Myanmar customs system will receive more trust from the international community.
Among the 183 members of WCO, 120 countries have already been the membership of Revised Kyoto Convention, according to the data till 4 October of 2019. 3 countries of ASEAN countries, including Myanmar, are only left to be the member countries. With the help of Asian Development Bank (ADB), Myanmar Customs Department has done the gap analysis with the Revised Kyoto Convention, implementing the action plans and timelines since 2015.
အထက်ပါကိစ္စနဲ့ဆက်လင်းပြီးလွတ်တော်ကိုယ်စားလှယ်များရဲ့ဆွေးနွေးခြင်းအစီအစဉ်ကိုနောက်တစ်ပတ်မှာဆောင်ရွက်ဖို့ရထားပါတယ်
The later discussion will be started at the upcoming regular meeting. That's all for now. This is Dora Suisin from MI Radio.
That's a report on Luto presentation of signing revised Kyoto Convention. Alright, it's time now to check on the weather forecast in Myanmar. In Yangon, it will be mostly sunny. Air quality will be unhealthy for sensitive groups during the day, and the skies will be clear at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the 30s, and quite surprisingly, there's about 25% chance of rain for the day, so hopefully it will save us from the scorching Yangon heat, and the winds travelling at 7 km/h. In Naypyidaw, it's a pleasant weather with sunshine and patchy clouds during the day, and we'll have a clear sky at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the 30s as well, and there's a very low chance of rain for the day, so maybe you might want to carry umbrellas with you or caps to protect your head from the sun, and the winds travelling at 7 km/h. In Mandalay, it'll be pleasant with brilliant sunshine during the day, and the night will have clear skies. The temperature throughout the day will be in the 30s, and quite unfortunately, we may have to bear a tinge of heat in the city since there's really no chance of rain at all for the day, and the winds travelling at 7 km/h. Well, we have another report coming up, and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. Yangon Region Transport Authority is in the process of transforming the public transport system into a digitalized system, where technology will play an important role in monitoring the system. According to YRTA, it will also help solve and reduce crimes related to bus lines, which at the same time will also gain several other benefits. Williamson reports.
Yangon Region Transport Authority is on its way to digitalize transport system, where it aims to provide the commuters with real-time information for all the transport-related information. Some of the main advantages the commuters will have after digitalizing the process are done. Commuters will have a chance to see where particular buses are through ITS or Intelligence Transport System, with real-time location provider, being able to pay for the bus fare with smart card and many other useful information. One of the other big advantages is the information of the bus drivers and its activities on duty can be easily accessed in short time, and YRTA is hoping to reduce the crimes and other related mischief related to the bus line under YRTA. Speaking at its regular press conference on 20th of November, Utla Aung, the Joint Secretary of YRTA said,
Reforming Matata to YRTA is mainly aimed to be able to provide the public with technological service. Before we reform the current system, which is YRTA, we run the whole transporting process of Matata using human resources. But now we are going to use the advantage of technology in monitoring the transport system in Yangon. In this process, ITS will play the most important role. In short, we will collect all the data related to transport system, and with that collective information, we will form one system and then use the information. The information can be used by both officials and the commuters to have access to real-time information. There is no need of putting GPS in all YBS buses, but telematics will provide the real-time information of respective drivers and vehicles.
According to YRTA, GPS is only capable of providing the location of vehicles, but telematics will be able to provide the information of both the drivers and their activities. There is one application which can be downloaded from Google Play Store, namely Total Transit. This app can be used to locate where the particular bus is, and thus commuters can save their time without the need of going to the bus stop in advance. But the problem with this application is it can only provide real-time information for around 10 bus lines. According to YRTA, it will take time to complete the whole process where real-time information for all the YBS lines will be accessible in this application. Another main advantages digitalizing transport system will have is all the vehicles can be monitored through ITS and there will be less delay in traveling, meaning to say that the drivers will not be able to stay at the bus stop for several minutes. Speaking on this matter, Utla Aung also explains.
We
don't deny that there are few bus lines stopping their buses at the bus stop for several minutes. There are some drivers who would run the bus just like before, while the buses were run by private companies. They will stay at a bus stop for several minutes for more passengers. And sometimes we are not able to make them follow because of their rude behavior. But as I mentioned earlier, after we are done digitalizing the system, we'll be able to monitor their activities with real-time information and put our rules and regulations into action. Therefore, ITS will also help us making the bus service punctual.
According to YRTA, most of the vehicles which stand at the bus stop for several minutes, causing time delay for the commuters, are mostly privately owned companies. Therefore, YRTA is working on making all the bus lines become public-owned companies, where it is much easier in making decisions for these sorts of issues. This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's a report on digitalizing Yangon transport system. And here we have the information on currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,516 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 216 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,677 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,955 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,113 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 364 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 50 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,472. Silver is at $17. and Brent crude oil is at $55. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 11,500. MTSH is at 3,850. MCB remains at 8,300. FPB is at 23,000. TMH remains at 3,000. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and catch many other great programs of MI Radio on the website. We're also running on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Alternatively, you can download our app on both iOS and Android platforms. It's easy to search. Just type in Myanmar INT, our radio, and you'll find the app. Download it on your devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. Myanmar's economy is primarily based on agriculture. Nowadays, the country's agriculture is in a state of becoming rapidly mechanized, and there are some campaigns to educate farmers and to promote Myanmar's agri-business sector. In order to give awareness to the farmers, the Opportunities in Modernizing Agri-Business Sector was held at the MICT Park in Yangon on Monday. Our interns at MI Radio went to the MICT Park and they'll share what they have got for us.
Myanmar economy is primarily based on agriculture, and most of the farming technologies are still traditional. Nowadays, the country's agriculture is rapidly becoming mechanized, and there are some campaigns to educate farmers and to promote the country's agricultural business sector with modern technologies. In order to give awareness to the farmers, a seminar on Opportunities in Modernizing Agri-Business Sector was held at MICT Park in Yangon on 18 November with the purpose of promoting agribusiness sector, which plays the important role in Myanmar. This event is organized by Korean Ethnic Entrepreneurs Association (KEEA) with the support of United States Agency for International Development (USAID). In this event, farmers were able to discuss their difficulties with the speakers. The chairman of KEEA, Manteng Sotri, said the purpose of this event.
This event is held by KEEA with the help of USAID as an activity to mark Global Entrepreneurship Week, GEW, which is annually held between 18 to 23 November. Our primary aim is to share knowledge about agribusiness sector to farmers and to make every farmers get familiar with modern technologies. Every stable food for human being comes from agriculture. But our country's agriculture is not being advanced compared to neighboring countries, so we still need to try to move forward for many improvements in that sector. As technology is being advanced day by day, farmers also need to get used to the modern technology to produce higher yields.
In many rural areas, farmers face challenges like access to technology, lack of human resources, and also financial services. To become higher value markets, farmers also need better market information technologies to increase productivity and to produce quality products. Manchago, Business Operation Manager from Proximity Designs, shared his opinions to MI Radio.
As our country's main economy is agriculture, all of the cultivators should have agricultural awareness and advanced technologies. The cultivators are trying their best to transform into modernized farming, but we still lag behind compared to the neighboring countries. So we make campaigns as much as we can to spread the knowledge and modern techniques. The market for agriculture products isn't stable. The most challenging facts for cultivators are scarcity of farm laborers and financial difficulties. If they don't have enough workers, they can't harvest in time. The success of the crop also depends on the weather. I think bank loan is one of the important parts in agri-business sector and want to urge the cultivators that the loan should be used in right place.
In terms of digital technology assistance, there is also an application for agriculture and livestock business called Greenway Mobile App. By using this app, it will be much more convenient not only for farmers but also for buyers. The app shares the techniques and knowledge about the relevant crops and plants, as well as can list the annual report, appraise current price, and register farming record. The founding team is also trying to perform digital literacy and financial literacy for farmers. Nowadays, with more and more health awareness among local people, organic farmers are also trying to penetrate the market. Organic crops are 2 times more expensive than non-organic crops. Domya Moji, who cultivate organic farm in Bakoku, share her farming experiences and challenges.
I
started organic farming since 2010. For chemical farming, there are a lot of pesticides, fertilizers, and many agrochemical companies gain much profits by using them. But organic agriculture has very limited supplies. It has to wait and takes time to gain the benefits. In Myanmar, there are plenty of good muck and chicken manure, although there is no specific market for organic products. So, for such reasons, most of the farmers don't want to do organic farming.
Although agribusiness sector has been rising, the organic market is yet to be developed or widespread in Myanmar, as organic crops are generally expensive than non-organic crops.
That's a report on Myanmar agribusiness sector that has been on the rise. And here's the last report on 4 countries helping Myanmar with lost footage. 4 countries, including France, Germany, Italy, and Australia, handed over archival footages to Myanmar government on Saturday. The ceremony at the Film Development Center was attended by Union Minister for Information, His Excellency U Pe Mien, Memory, Cinema Save Myanmar Film, and the embassies of France, Italy, Germany, and Australia. Akacho has more.
4 countries, including France, Germany, Italy, and Australia, handed over archival footages to Myanmar government on Saturday. On November 16th, the ceremony at the Film Development Center was attended by Union Minister of Information, Memory Cinema, Save Myanmar Film, and the embassies of France, Italy, Germany, and Australia. A long-length feature, Mong Shui Ji, made in 1970 by artist Win Wu, and archival footages dating from as of 1905 were handed over to Myanmar government in presence of the representatives of countries who contributed to the program. Union Minister for Information explained what the contents are.
This ceremony is titled as a Myanmar 100 Handover, aiming to hand over the restored and digitized feature film, Mong Shui Yi, archival footage dating from as of 1905 by Australian filmmaker. The footage highlight the situation of Myanmar in 1905 as well as the old footage of logging elephants back then. Mong Shui Yi is famous among Myanmar people and it's gonna turn 50 years very soon.
This ceremony takes place in the frame of Myanmar Film 100, a program conducted in the frame of Memory Festival 2019 with the Cinema Department of Ministry of Information, and that aims at gathering lost films from Myanmar or about Myanmar. The aim is to get as many countries as possible involved in the process of supporting the 100th anniversary of Myanmar cinema taking place in 2020.
Supporting the Memory Film Festival since the beginning, as part of its continuous support to the opening of Myanmar to the world, especially through its regional integration in regional events. Cinema appears to be a natural field of cooperation, given the old tradition and great history of both France and Myanmar in the film industry. This adventure is also an extraordinary example of joint cooperation between France, Italy, Germany, Australia, Switzerland, and many other countries, helping Myanmar to find again its heritage and to be open to its own history.
Today, the situation is critical. Most of the films are dispersed, damaged, or destroyed by time. Only 3 fiction features have been restored or digitized, enabling screenings on silver screen, Myaganai, also known as the Emerald Jungle, 1934, with the support of France, Italy, Switzerland, and Germany. Biu Chilin, also known as My Darling, 1950, with the support of France, Italy, and Singapore, and Tibuaro Nunu, also known as Tender Are the Feet, 1972, with the support of Germany. Australian archival footages were kindly digitized by the National Film and Sound of Australia.
I want to say thank you for the opportunity to make a few remarks and to say how much Australia shares with Myanmar the value of heritage film. And we are proud supporters of the Memory Film Festival and its Myanmar Heritage Project. Secondly, we are very, very pleased to contribute today to the project. It's a modest contribution from the Australian National Film and Sound Archives. Simple scenes, we think beautiful scenes, and scenes of historical interest and importance. In two segments, one of the Shwedagon Pagoda and scenes of the port of Yangon.
Safe Myanmar Film Organization is active in the field of heritage since 2017. This local association is currently in the process of digitizing two fiction features, Japan Yindui, aka The Daughter of Japan, 1934, with the support of Japan, and another one with the support of Thailand. During the ceremony, Safe Myanmar Film presented its actions under progress and objectives. Both elements, Mo Shui and Australian archival footages, will now enrich the collection of Myanmar State Archive. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
And that's all the reports on Myanmar today. Now let's carry on with international news. While the rest of the world has cut coal-based electricity over the past 18 months, China has added enough to power 31 million homes. That's according to a study that says China is now in the process of building or reviving coal equivalent to the EU's entire generating capacity. China is also financing around a quarter of all proposed coal plants outside its borders. Researchers say the surge is a major threat to the Paris climate targets. China's reliance on coal as a key step in developing the economy led to the fabled one coal plant a week building program between 2006 and 2015. But the push had many negative consequences, choking the air with pollution in many Chinese cities and leading to huge overcapacity. Many of these plants were only able to run 50% of the time. In other news, Google will no longer allow political campaigns to target advertising at people based on their supposed political leanings. Campaigns will also be unable to match their own database of prospective voters against Google's user base, to target individuals across platforms such as YouTube and Google Search. The policy will begin in the UK within a week, with other regions later. Campaigns will still be able to target based on age, gender, and location. Google added it will also take action on obviously misleading statements in ads, putting it at odds with Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg said his social network would not fact-check advertising from political candidates or campaigns. Twitter, meanwhile, said it would disallow political advertising altogether. Google's new policy puts it somewhere roughly in the middle, suggesting a hands-off approach, with only the most obvious misinformation being acted upon. A distracted safety operator in an Uber self-driving car was primarily to blame for a fatal crash in 2018, a US regulator has ruled. The National Transportation Safety Board said an inadequate safety culture at Uber was also a major contributing factor, as two were poor, or in some cases non-existent, rules governing firms testing self-driving technology. The findings follow a near 2-year investigation. In a hearing to discuss the results, the NTSB urged national regulators to create a more thorough review process before the technology can be used on public roads. 49-year-old Elaine Hersberg was killed when an Uber-owned self-driving car operating in autonomous mode struck her as she crossed a road in Tempe, Arizona on 18th of March 2018. In the car was safety driver Rafael Vasquez, who, according to investigators, had been streaming a TV show on her mobile phone while behind the wheel. Dashcam footage showed Ms. Vasquez spent 36% of the journey that evening looking at the device. Well, that's going to wrap it up on today's Myanmar Today. Thank you for joining me and hope you all have a pleasant day. I am Henry Zin. See you again.